This is Life with Holan and Cassy. And today we're going to talk about social media and friends, or what you see in social media. And it pertains to mental health. It also pertains to our spiritual health, living as a Jesus follower or a Christian, and what kind of things are we feeding ourselves?
Right.
And, that could be also just media, music, and TV. But a huge part of our lives is social media, if we're on social media. And so definitely social media affects how we view things, affects our mental health.
Yeah.
And it could also affect our walk, right? And I guess before we talk about it, let's talk about like growing up, right? Because we didn't have social media until I was like a teenager. And now people are born into it, basically.
Right.
And before, not everybody was on social media. I remember it's like parents or older people, they're just like, oh, what are you guys doing? But now everybody's on social media. Your grandma, your parents, your, kids, nephews, nieces. It's all over.
Right.
And so, what was your first social media that you were on?
Facebook.
Facebook. Do you remember the year?
I don't remember the year. It was before 2010, though.
Before 2010.
Maybe 2008.
I think I was in the midst of the first, or in the early days of Facebook. So Facebook was open, I think, for Harvard, then for Ivy League, then for colleges. And I took a gap year between the time I graduated in college. So all my friends had Facebook. You couldn't get a Facebook unless you had a .edu. And so it was 2006 when I went to college. I got my edu and I got on Facebook. And Facebook was very different when I started. Because one, there's only college students, right? So you would talk differently to college students or your friends, and rather than like, oh, like mine, is my teacher going to see this? Is my neighbor going to see this? How would my family members react? It was like you just kind of freely express yourself. I wish I still had, because I deleted my original Facebook account. But if you see the history, you would post things like, hey, where's the party, or what's, did anybody do this homework? Like college stuff, right? And when you were on Facebook, did you already have the wall?
Yes.
Or Facebook feed? Did you have Facebook feed? So when I was in college, that was a new thing. So when you're on Facebook, it was kind of like, okay, so we'll talk about before Facebook, whether it was like MySpace and other things. So when you're on Facebook, you would actually have to go to a friend's profile and intentionally say, I'm going to visit this person's, like, I'm going to go visit their wall. I'm going to write on their wall, and then they would write back. Or we could private message. I think private message was a thing. And then, there's poking and there's all these games, which I didn't really understand. But when the news feed came out, where you see everybody's business, like, oh my gosh, for us, we're in the midst of the social media generation. It was like, people were complaining about it. They're like, oh my gosh, all our business is up there. What is this? I hate this. Like, why, what am I seeing? And it was like, we didn't even understand. Like, if you had 100 friends or 300 friends, like, who's showing up on this feed? But soon enough, people were getting used to it. I'm not even sure now that I think about it. I wish I had my notes or looked it up, but I don't know. Was like always a part of the thing with Facebook?
I don't know.
It
was when I came on, because it was right before 2010, somewhere between maybe 2006 to 2008, maybe.
Yeah, I think
was when I got on.
I wish we did research before this, because I don't know if it was Facebook. I don't know if it's YouTube. Like, those were big things too, like the like button. Like, oh my gosh. And that changes things. Like, we didn't have those likes. It was just basically, I'm just going to go comment on this person. And they're going to comment back. But now it's like, it adds weight. Like, this is important. Like, oh my gosh, this picture has so many likes. And that actually changes. So, but for us, I don't think that really affected as much. It was kind of like oh, cool. People are liking this, you know? It wasn't until we were helping out with youth group at a church. And this was in the like 2010s already, probably 2000, like in the 2010s. And so teenagers at that time there was one girl, and she was like upset. And she said, you know, like, I didn't get that many likes. I was like, what's the big deal about that? And then you could see like, oh, they saw my post or they liked this other post, but they didn't like my post. And I was just like, wow, this is just the early signs of what it could be, because I didn't see likes in that way, you know. I might see it now like that too. Yeah. But to have it impact you, I didn't have that high school experience basically on likes. It was kind of like, I understood that, like, hey, people can see things and they might not necessarily like it, but they personally like it. Because I would come across people and they would know all about my life based on social media. Right. But it's like, you never like or comment any of this, right? And so what do you think about that?
Yeah, I think it was like, yeah, if you looked at like my social media account like then till, you know, what it is in the last 5 years, maybe a little bit more than that, it's a lot different. You know, we used to have conversation, like public conversations with our friends, you know, on Facebook. And now it's like, oh my gosh, like, you know, we're texting or calling or, you know, DMing nowadays. And because there's so many fishy things that's happening now, that it's just, it's crazy. You know, social media was, or the platform started out as a way where you could socially connect.
Yes.
Right. With a certain group of people. Then it, you know, with the college, right? And then it turned into something, well, maybe even before, because you had other things like MySpace, right?
Yep.
Right. So, which I didn't have that experience, but, you know, to the point where it was just a place where you could connect with your friends, people that you really wanted to connect with and have fun with it. And then it became a space where it was kind of like the consumerism.
Yeah.
And about gaining something, like it was like a social reputation. Like it almost became that, right? Mm-hmm. It almost became a place where your social reputation is on the line.
Yeah. We didn't have influencers.
Right. Yeah.
Back then. And I kind of, you know, people nowadays, or this generation growing up, that's all they see. They didn't know how it was before. Yeah. Like you said, it was kind of a place of connecting, right? And, you know, everyone knows that Facebook is like a multi-billion-dollar company, owns Instagram, everything.
Yeah.
You know, where do they get the money from? It's from, you know, businesses. It's from politicians. It's from media or entertainment, right? Ads, right. And things. We don't even know that they are ads because they're positioned kind of like part of the conversation or videos. And so seeing that, you know, before it was like, okay, what are my likes? We don't even do that anymore. But do you remember putting like your hobbies, your likes? These are the brands I like.
Yeah.
Now it's like those companies actually have those brands. And, you know, it was kind of like I don't remember, unless there was something serious, like, oh, we were fundraising for this cause. But the amount, it's just like the regular media comes into the social media, using that vehicle to be like, hey, these are our political agendas. This is news. This is entertainment. Like, you know, everything is just kind of vying for our attention where, hey, this was just a space to like connect with my friends. I feel really connected. Now I feel really disconnected. even though we are Facebook friends, even though we have likes, we're not talking with each other, even though even private messaging. I think, we got so used to it's become socially acceptable because we know everybody's busy. Just leave a message and you'll respond it when you get to. And if you don't respond it, it's okay. But before, it was kind of like if somebody leaves you a message, like acknowledge it. Otherwise, you're just kind of going. And maybe, I just want to share before that, before Facebook messaging, the big thing was AOL Instant Messenger. Have you used AOL Instant Messenger?
See, my first thing was Facebook, pretty much. So anything before that I knew about, but I didn't have.
Yeah. So you graduated in 2010, high school. I graduated 2005. So AOL Instant Message, some people use Yahoo Messenger, ICQ, any type of instant messaging, MSN Messenger. And it wasn't like you were open for business all the time. Some people left it on 24/7. Some people, like when you went on, it's almost like I'm open. And you could put an away message. So because you're on, but you're like, I'm away. So people, I don't think, do you know what AFK stands for? AFK means away from keyboard. And so there was an away message. So if people would text, it would respond like, hey, I'm away. So there's a courtesy. We don't have that private message. And then if I were to sign off, then it's like, no, this person does not want to, they're not accessible. So we kind of set the hours. Now we're in the 24/7, like people will send you all types of, all times of the year.
That's true.
Where it's like, no, if I'm online, I'm ready to talk. And when we talk, I don't know how, but it's like talking on the phone. You talk on the phone, right? You can spend hours talking on the phone.
I can spend hours talking on the phone. Yeah.
I used to. I don't anymore. But I remember AOL Instant Messenger. It's kind of like, oh, you just keep talking.
Yeah. When it's like texting, right? It was like the texting before the texting.
Yep.
Right? And except now texting is you can have it anywhere.
Yeah.
Anytime.
So, yeah, I think so. I think it's like anywhere, anytime. There's so many.
You can't shut it off nowadays.
Yeah. And we've become blunted towards it. So it's kind of like you see something, oh, I forgot.
Yeah.
Whereas before it was like, oh, hello.
Yeah. You read and you don't respond.
Yeah.
Because you either are receiving so many messages at once, or it's, you kind of become numb, blunt, like, and you're just like, oh, okay, I saw it. Like, I'm going to do something else. Unless you are really attached, glued to your phone or computer, whatever it is that you have to respond.
Yeah. Well, there's also the sharing your personal business online, which was weird for a lot of people back then. Like, in the older generations, they're like, what are you guys doing?
Well, and that's part of the reason why I think I wasn't allowed to have any other like social accounts.
Yeah.
Before.
But now it's becoming more acceptable. And it's just being real, right? Well, not necessarily because now, you have filters, you have, you put your most ideal life. It's interesting to see the phases.
Yeah.
It was like anything goes. Like that was YouTube. You could see like, wow, people posting anything. That's how Facebook was. Then later on, you're like, whoa, people are really getting professional with this.
Then
with
you have Instagram, right? When Instagram came out.
Like, have it Instagram ready, right? Like putting the polished shots, the lighting, the makeup, digitally altering things, like everything looks so picture perfect. And there was a time, even for myself, it's like, I want it to look perfect.
The aesthetic.
Right? Then the cycle's back where people are like, we're tired of being fake. Let's just, it's almost like, actually, there was like one thing that we saw online where people are trying to fake being real. Like, oh yeah, we're just singing in this room in the kitchen, just like we're just having a jam session. And then like some people are like, wait, when you really dissect this video, the audio is like full on hardcore production to make it sound like that, but doesn't sound produced, but it sounds real, but it's very perfect. Like it's very weird. It's like you have to you have to like fabricate. You have to do so much to make it real instead of just being real, right?
Yeah. Yeah, because people like nowadays, even like this with podcasting, right?
Yeah.
It's like people think that they have to have like all this like really great expensive equipment.
Yeah.
And really, if you just want to do it, you're just going to do it.
Yeah.
It's okay. Like we have stuff because we were blessed with stuff.
Yeah.
Right. And some of the things we were given.
Yeah.
Right. And so, and not everybody has that opportunity, you know, but it's just simple as like, we're using an iPhone, you know, and like, we don't have the fancy editing. We don't even do fancy editing, you know, and it's just like, we're just doing this because we want to.
Yeah.
And we just want to share little bits and pieces of our life and our views so that our friends and family can, you know, see what we're up to.
Yeah, I want to say, I mean, we do take things to next level. We were blessed with some equipment. We purchased some equipment, do a lot of research, like what can you do for the best bang for your buck? But yeah, going back to social media, you know, it's just, how do you show up? You know, we still get dressed up. We still put on. I remember one time I did one video and my hair was all messed up and it was like, it was a good video, but it looked like you just woke up. It's just like, oh, maybe you can't just show up.
Yeah.
You can't be, you know, there's
some things.
There's expectations.
Yeah. And I think that there's some spaces because if you look at like, you know, YouTube, like it's a little bit more polished, right?
Yeah.
For things like, you know, these types of videos. Things like Instagram stories, it's a little bit more, what am I doing right now? Right? Where it's just a picture. You can say, hey, I just woke up. And you can show yourself with messy hair.
Yeah.
You know, I'm getting ready for the day. Things like that. And
TikTok is like anything goes.
TikTok is
you
probably.
You have like the really polished dancing and everything. Then you have this is so random.
Yeah.
Like people are just talking and putting things and it's like the early days of YouTube.
Yeah. So I think it's just depending on the platform and how you use it. But really, I think for us, this kind of goes back to, you know, so like showing up, right?
Yeah.
And for us, I think it's, you know, social media is a platform which like I have the love-hate relationship with only because I like it because I get to connect with people. It's a way that I get to, you know, share what I'm doing, how something impacted me, you know, what happened in my God time, whatever it is, right? And maybe it's helped somebody else or it opens the door to a conversation that I had with a friend maybe I haven't talked to in a while. And, you know, I feel like that's the nice part about it. The other part to it, which it's like, I don't hate it. I don't like it. I dislike it. Is where I have to be so active with it to maintain it.
Yes.
You know, like it's the maintenance side of, because it's not just showing up to post. I can post. I can do a daily post. But it's also interacting with other accounts. It's like this whole algorithm thing. Like social media is becoming, it's more of a science than it is having fun.
Well, it could be very transactional, business-like. And I feel like the same way where I kind of was like, I can't handle this. I'm just going to check out. I checked out for 2-3 years. So, and I do feel bad, you know, because I'm like, well, I'm posting content. Shouldn't I reciprocate and see others like being transaction-wise? You know, I am genuinely interested in people's lives, but it's just like there's Facebook, there's Instagram, there's TikTok.
Yeah, like what do you do? What do you focus on? Do you have a focus?
And there's a real life.
Right?
Like I'm trying to focus on real life.
Right.
And it's like, how do I do this?
Yeah.
And there's just so much going on where I am hoping to get to the place where I can. And I think it's also coming down to really being intentional and selective with what you see
Yeah.
and your friends. Like if there's too much stuff, which I feel like I'm just overstimulated, I have to reduce it. I'm doing that right now with TikTok. I've done that with Facebook.
Yeah.
My Instagram was never that big. But really, we're focusing on just putting content out.
Yeah.
But I do like certain things. And it's kind of like the art of tidying and cleaning. Where if it doesn't bring you joy, if it brings you down, why do you have it?
Right. And I think that's where I was really, so it was a few weeks ago and I woke up at 3 a.m., and I didn't know why. And then the Lord showed me, that, it was to pray for a friend and for our small group. And then it kind of turned into, I got convicted. I was convicted to clean up Instagram and my social media accounts. And the night before, I was just telling our small group how I struggle sometimes with the things I see, the things that I read, like social media, the grip, right? That it has on just my mental health and I guess my heart, And so God answered that one. So at 3 a.m., I was awakened, I prayed, and I started cleaning out. I didn't go back to sleep till like 5 in the morning. And I started cleaning out my Instagram account. And I took off and I removed a lot of like celebrities. I removed a lot of just people that I don't have any relationship with. I removed shops that I felt like I was lusting after, or what do you call that?
Coveting?
I guess, yeah, and just different things that I felt were kind of like my strongholds. Like paper planning is one of my hobbies, right? And I follow a lot of planning and sticker accounts, stationery accounts. And so a lot of times I'll see oh, these are really pretty stickers. I wish I could buy those, or, I wish I could have that, so, and I was just so convicted, and I do still follow some, but I had to get rid of the ones that I was constantly, going over and looking at, in a, I wish I had, which is not healthy for me. And so as I was cleaning that up, then I stopped because I was getting really tired at that point. And I think I just got so much peace from that, knowing that, I was doing something that God had asked me to do. Then, a few hours later when I woke up, that same morning, just a lot of things started happening. Things that I was like, what? Just different, other social accounts started following us back. And people that, we started getting a few likes and a few comments that were more God-centered. More of the community that we had hoped and prayed for to see, come out of our social media accounts, people that we really like to connect with, they started coming out of the woodworks. And, I just attribute this to God, and, really putting into play, okay, I'm trusting God in, what he's asking me to do. So I'm going to do it. And, filling the space with positivity, gratitude, and things that we like to be associated with is just put my mental, my mind in such a better place.
Yes.
And I feel like this is fun. I'm happy. I'm excited. I'm not afraid, of what I put out or what I would get back. It doesn't even matter about what I get back or what we get back, because we're just having fun. We're just doing something that we feel like we want to do.
Amen. Amen. Yeah. With that said, we will continue this in a part 2 about just cleaning up social media and who you connect with. Who you connect with digitally is just as important as who you connect with in person or in IRL. So we'll see you on the next episode.